It's your girl, Dutchess Kiki. Look, this is take two because I just been talking on the video and realized that it was not recorded, and I am literally hot because I was giving y'all some tea, honey. I was giving y'all some tea because I ain't did a video in a while. Let y'all know what's going on with your girl. Y'all ain't seen your girl. Y'all seen a couple of videos, but I ain't had time to record nothing. Y'all have been busy and all that good stuff. But you know, I had to come on, tell y'all what's been going on, give y'all updates. At first I was going to do a live, but then I was like, nah, let me just go record this just in case I don't do a live. But anyways, look at your girl hair. This is what I did for today. I was trying to do something a little bit different. So this is my hair. And then, of course, if you want a pair of these beautiful, gorgeous earrings, y'all, I made these earrings. Do y'all remember these when I used to wear these on my channel? I found these in one of my things in the hallway in my bin. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot I had these. I made these like 11 years ago, y'all. I made these I think I made these in 2011. And I used to wear them all the time on my channel. I completely forgot I had them. And so today I wore pink. So I pulled these babies out. So I'm going to bring these back to my shop though. I'm going to bring these back. I'm going to make more. Because the only ones I had, the ones I made like this back then, 10 years ago, when I made these, they sold. So they gone. So ain't no more. So I think I'm going to bring these back. So check out designsbydutchess.com if you would like to see any of my other unique products, handmade by me. And yeah, I think I'm going to bring these babies back right here because these are totally hot. So yeah, I think I'm going to bring those back. Check out designsbydutchess.com. Let me put my little piece back down because you know y'all be thinking I'm cute when I got stuff like that going on. Yes, honey, I got to fill y'all in. Y'all, the enemy tried it, okay? Enemy tried it. When I say he tried it, okay? Last week, I gotta fill y'all in. And y'all know what he tried it at. He tried it on my job. He tried it on my job, honey. After I done told y'all, I love my job. Y'all ain't never heard me say I love my job. I love what I do. I love my job. This is the first job I had that I actually have said I loved, okay? Well, he tried it. So on last week, we have 2 team leads, and I'm sweating because these lights are hot in here. God knows. We have 2 team leads because I did not take the team lead position that my boss wanted me to take. So we have 2 team leads. And y'all give me a second because I'm getting a little hot. Okay. So we have 2 team leads. And one of them is mine. The other one is the team leader of the other group. Well, I've heard her how she talked to some people sometimes, and I'll just be like, Lord, I prayed and I was like, Lord, keep her away from me. You know, Lord, that's what I used to say, keep her away from me. But in the last 2 months, I've gotten to know her and we kind of been cool and everything was cool because, you know, she's a single mom. I'm a single mom. So y'all know what my ministry, I have a heart for single moms. Y'all already know that. That's where my heart really is in ministry. That's where my heart is. And so, honey, she started with me last week, honey. And see, this is what people got to understand. You got to stop, don't buy with folk, because you don't know who connected with God and who not, and who, you don't know their relationship. You better stop buying with folk. But let me tell you what happened, okay? I'm going to talk about that later. So she sends me an email, and being that I train, I want to, you know, if it's something that I did wrong, I need to know if the procedure changed so that I can change my notes, I can change my stuff. You know, is it something that I didn't know? And so when I replied why I didn't do that part to my reconciliation, why I didn't do the other part. And I put out all of the notes and I said, is this not right? Because I want to know if what I'm doing is not right so I can go ahead and correct stuff on my end. Well, come to find out, she done went off, replied back with a mean email, and went off, and come to find out, she called my team lead because she was working from home. So she called my team lead who was in the office with me and yelling and screaming about me, saying I'm I'm second guessing. No, I'm questioning her and all this stuff, and blew everything out of proportion, y'all. And all I wanted to know was, okay, because I want to know if something changed so I can change my notes. That way, when I train, I don't give them wrong information. But she completely went off, and I didn't, behind my back. And so you could feel the tension. So that was not last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before, y'all. That's when that happened. Today is March 23rd, so it was not last Tuesday. It was a Tuesday last week. And so my day after that, because then she had an attitude on the meeting. So I think her attitude was with me. And so she was getting rude with the new person that just started on the team. And I was just like, this is so unnecessary. Like, my spirit was vexed, completely vexed. And I was just in a bad place. And I was just like, I ain't gonna lie. The spiritual part of me was trying to hang on. It was hanging on like the string right here. That's what my spiritual part was. But my flesh part was bigger than this bond. The flesh part of me, in my mind, I was so pissed off. I ain't gonna lie. I had played out in my mind how I was gonna fuss her out. I had said in my mind, I'm gonna get her, and I had said in my mind, I ain't even gonna cuss because I don't cuss. I said, but I'm gonna fuss her out without using the cuss word to the point she gonna cry. I had all played it out in my mind. But that ain't the way God wanted it to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there. I've been that person that you pop off at me, I'm going to pop right on back off on you. You know, I was that girl years ago, over 20 years ago. I was that girl in my 20s. I was that girl. But God has since delivered me and changed me from that way. But it was like my spirit, like I was toggling, y'all. My flesh was toggling, and I was like, I'm going to get her, I'm going to get her, I'm going to get her. Y'all know how we are. Y'all know how we are. I may be saying, but God knows I'm still human. And my human part of me was just like, I'm going to get her. And so the Lord didn't want it. I came home that Tuesday. I prayed to God. That was my prayer night. I prayed to God and laid before him and cried before him and just asked God to keep me calm. I was like, God, keep me calm. I don't care what she do. Just keep me calm. Don't let me be unprofessional. Let me stay professional. Don't let me be unprofessional, but allow me to handle this in a good way when I go back to work tomorrow. So then later on, I was telling my son about it. And as I'm telling my son about it, I started crying. And I started crying because it was that battle between, I want to get her, but I can't. Because that ain't the Christian way. That ain't what God want me to do. God don't want me to tear her down like that. God don't want me to rip her apart with my mouth. And God pretty much was like, he didn't want me to do that. And so I'm crying because she hurt me. Because I've been nice to her and all I've done was show her love. And the last 2 months we've gotten close, and I show her love and being compassionate with her through things and, been nice, And I was like, I was telling my son, and I was just like, I was just started crying because the part of me really wanted to get her, but I knew it wasn't the right thing to do. And so when I went to work my son was like, well, she probably do that to everybody. And I was like, that's true. And I'm just booing, crying. And so my feelings were hurt. I'm human. My feelings were hurt. Wednesday comes, and she comes to work on Wednesday. She don't work from home on Wednesday, so she comes in. On Wednesdays, my boss wants us to walk around and speak to each other when we get to work, so when we clock in. So, the enemy was trying it again. So I was at my desk. I didn't walk around that day because I was like, I'm not in the best of spirits, and I don't want my mood to overflow to everybody else's mood. My spirit was vexed, and I didn't want to let my vexation, and if that is a word, I don't even know if that's a word. It's a Dutchess word, okay? I didn't want the vexation to rub off on other people, so I stayed at my desk. But people was walking around. They walked to my desk, and everybody was speaking, and I was not my bubbly self. I was not the bubbly me that I normally am at work. And so they were speaking. I was like, hey, but then I would turn back around like I'm working. I just couldn't communicate. I couldn't communicate. Anyways, so she later on, a couple of minutes after everybody left my desk, she walks through, because she sits on the same aisle as me, but she sits 2 desks back. And she walks through and doesn't even speak to me. And she goes to the next aisle. I'm in the row between two in my department. I'm in the middle row. So there's another part of my team right here, another part of my team right here. She walks to that part of the team. Hey girl, yada, hey y'all. And I'm listening to this. And the enemy was like, she ain't trying to speak to you. And I knew that. I knew she wasn't trying to speak to me. So then she goes from that aisle and crosses over my aisle and go to the aisle on the other side of me. And go, hey, how y'all doing? And in the meantime, while she doing all that, I had an email that came in from one of my clients. And he copied her because he's now the new owner of that property. And I needed to, I paid the wrong property owner, and I needed to pay the right property owner, and she's the one that helped fixes that. So what I did was, when she walked back through, I stopped her. Let's call her Betty, okay? I'm not going to say her real name on here. I was like, Betty, hey, I said, hey, Betty, as she walked past, and she turned around, and I said, are we able to meet after? Because we had a 9:00 meeting. She's in with me, and I said, can we have a meeting after our meeting? I said, can we meet after our meeting? And she was like, and I said about the email the property owner just sent, and he copied you, and I need to know what I need to do. I said, because I paid the wrong property owner. And she said, oh, okay, I can help you with that. But see, she was looking at me like I'm going to bring up what happened yesterday. But I didn't. So then we go in our meeting, which ended up being 2 hours long with my boss. And at the end of that meeting, she goes, let's bring out the elephant in the room and let's talk about such and such and such. Whatever the issue was with whatever she emailed me about with the reconciliations for the team. And she and I was just discussing it. It was 5 of us in the room, but you would have thought it was just me and her, because me and her was the only, we was across the table from each other this way. And I was explaining my part and she was explaining her part, and we was going back and forth with that. And my boss and everybody else just sat there. My boss did not pick up on that something was going on between me and her, me and the girl. They just sat there. So when we got out of that meeting, I went back to my desk and I felt a little bit better, but I still felt hurt. And I left it alone. I was like, I'm just going to leave it alone. I went back to my desk. I was quiet. I did my work. I put my earbuds in and did my work. And when I left that day, I came home. And when I came home, I just kept praying. I was still hurt. I think I shedded a couple of more tears on Wednesday. And then Thursday, of course, I worked from home that Thursday, so I didn't have to go back. So that kind of gave me some time to kind of get myself together, And as I got myself together, when I went back to work on Monday, she does not come in the office on Monday, so I didn't have to deal with her. I only had to deal with her one day a week. And so, what's today? Today's Wednesday. So she was in the office today. And I've been fine. You know, I left last week into last week. I've been fine. And today, we had our meeting this morning, our normal Wednesday meeting at 9 a.m. And well, no. Let me rewind back. Yesterday, I had my one-on-one with my main boss for my raise. Had my one-on-one with her because we getting another raise. Had my one-on-one with her. They don't know the Spirit, the Holy Ghost in me. The Lord gonna release some more money. They don't know that it's gonna happen, but it's because of the Holy Ghost that's in me. And so we got another raise, and my boss had ended up, what she do? My boss met with me for my raise, my yearly one-on-one rate thing. And as my boss was talking, y'all, I won't Pam. I don't know what she was talking about. All I know is I was looking at her, but all I was saying and thinking about in my mind is, how am I going to bring up this issue about last week to her? Because I was almost about to go to HR on this girl last week. So as my boss finished, she gave me my paper with how much my raise is, with my dollar signs, my coins on it. I was like, okay, cool. I didn't even care that they ended up doing a flat rate raise. It didn't even matter to me. As long as it's some pennies, just give me the change. Let's just take it. I'll take it, God, because I know you got more coming. I'll take it. So, y'all, at the end I said, and me and my boss meeting was supposed to only be 30 minutes. We ended up being in there an hour. And I said, she asked me, was I going to leave even though my raise didn't go up to what I wanted it to go up to be. I said, I'm not going to leave because of that. I said, if I leave, it's going to be because of other things. And she was like, what other things? And I said, last week, the issue with me and Betty, we using her name as Betty. I said, with me and Betty. And she said, what happened? She wasn't even aware of what had happened between me and her team lead that's under her. And I said, you was in the meeting when we was hashing it out. She said, I just thought y'all was discussing, because I handled it well. I stayed professional when she came at me in the meeting. I stayed professional. And she said, I just thought y'all was just talking about, the account. I said, no. I said, it was much bigger than that. And I said, the day before our meeting, she went off on my reply to her asking her a question. And I said the only reason I wanted to know I asked that question because I wanted to know if I need to update my notes for training, update this and that and that and that. I said that was the reason that I asked. And I said she went off and called my team lead. She said, well, how do you know that? I said, because my team lead told me that she called her yelling and screaming about me. My boss was livid. She said, what? And you didn't tell me this? She said, you could have called me after work and told me this. I said, look, I was so upset last week. You ain't want to talk to me. Trust me. You ain't want to hear from me last week. This week is a good week to hear it. I said, because I'm going to tell you the truth. Last week, I was fitting to go to HR. She said, well, how was you going to go to HR? I hadn't even told your manager about it. I said, because... I said, my team lead didn't tell you because she was trying to keep it under control. She was trying to keep the peace between us. She had it under control. That's why she said, and why the team lead didn't tell? I said, because she was trying to keep it under control. What a utter she was hot because she was like, I don't want to lose you. I'll lose such and such, but I'm not going to lose you. She said, such and such can go, but I will not lose you. She said, because you do good work and you know what you're doing. You know your stuff. And she said, no. And so I filled her in on everything. I told her, and I said, I cried. I said, but let me tell you why I cried. I said, I ain't cry because she hurt me. I said, I cried because I wanted to get her. And I told my boss that. And she started laughing. She said, you wanted to get her. She said, and that's why I probably would have cried. I said, yeah. I said, because the unprofessional part of me wanted to get her. I said, but I couldn't do it. I said, I had to keep it professional. So I had to pray. I told her I had to pray to keep myself under subjection, keep myself calm. And she understood. And so, today, Betty comes into the office. Everything, we had our meeting this morning. Because it's the one-on-one with my supervisor, my manager happened yesterday. Today, I thought everything was done with, over with. We passed that now. We kumbaya. I even was like, I ain't going out to eat with them no more. Y'all can kumbaya without me. I'll kumbaya at home because I ain't kumbayaing with y'all no more. I was hot, y'all. I was so mad last week. And so I get to today, and this afternoon, I thought everything was good. This afternoon, she sends me a note through chat and asks me, could we talk in one of the conference rooms, and was I free? And I had just finished a reconciliation, so I technically needed to take a break anyway. And I said, yeah, I'm free. And so we go into the little conference room, and she apologizes to me. She apologizes to me because she had just had her one-on-one with our manager, and my manager got her. My manager got on her. And so she apologized to me. She apologized, and she had to apologize to more than one person. She apologized to me. She explained why she had came at me like that, and that she was wrong, and that she's sorry. Like, she's like, she said, you are a good employee. And she said, I would never do something to jeopardize to make you leave. And she said, my boss wants to aid into her, because she said, I am so sorry. Like, she was just like, that's not my intention. It was not my intention to make you upset. It was not my intention to make you mad. She said, it was not. I said, well, being I thought we were cool, I said, I thought you would have just been like, I think I would have took it better if you was like, hey, look, such and such, and I would have been like, yeah, I didn't do it because of look, let me explain. Don't jump at me. Your approach means more than anything. I'm an Aquarius, and with an Aquarius, you got to approach us the right way. If you don't approach us the right way, you gonna get crazy back like you came crazy. You know what I'm saying? You gonna come, whatever you come with is what you gonna get back from an Aquarius. That's just how we are. Saved or not, that's just how we are. But yeah, I told her I receive it, and I said, I accept your apology. And we started talking, and she said, I said, we're good. She said, I like you. I like you being here, and, I enjoy you on the team. We have a good team. And she just talked good things. And then she was like, then she started talking to, somehow we got on, because she's a single mom. And I have already met her son before, and somehow we got on the subject of her son. And I was like, he is so handsome, because he's a cute little boy. And y'all know how I am. I love the kids. I love babies. I love kids. And he's 7 years old, though, but he's just the cutest little boy. It reminded me of when my son was little. My son was little, and he just made me remember that, like, I miss my son being little like that. And so I was like, oh. And so we started talking about that on our way out. And as we're talking about that on the way out, she pretty, started sharing some things about what she was going through with her son's father, and I explained to her, that, it's going to get better. I said my son's father passed when my son was 5 years old. And I said, so I understand about raising your son on your own. I said, trust me, I understand. Like, I get it. Y'all, I'm telling you, like, single mother stuff is my ministry. I already know. And so I started going into my testimony. Even when we were in the room, I even told her my testimony. I said, the way that you are with people, I said, I used to be just like that. I said, I was in my 20s and I was a team lead. And my I said, my supervisor at the time, I was like that, pulled me in the office and told me that I was not approachable, told me that I was, because I didn't laugh and chat and giggle with everybody, just basically told me about myself. I said, and I had to evaluate myself. And I said, after that, I knew it was me, and I had to start, I said, and it started reflecting even my relationship with men. And I said, so I knew it was me. And I said, through the years, I had to change that. I said, it didn't happen overnight, but it happened. And I had to change from that. I had to change my ways. And so she listened, and she was like, wow. I was like, yeah, I was mean. Like, because I was about to get her, because I was mean. And so, as we were walking out, and she's telling me about, her son's father or whatever, and things that she was going through with that she had went through with that. And I told her, I said, look, I said, when my son's father passed away, my son father owed me $17,000 in child support. So trust me, baby. If anybody know, I know. I said, but one thing I made a promise to myself is whether his father was there for my son, whether my son's father was there or not, my son was going to be taken care of. I said, if I had to work 5 jobs, I said, and at the time I was working 2, but if I had to work 5 jobs, I was going to make sure that my son was taken care of. And I said, I won't going to have to ask his daddy for nothing. And I never had to ask his daddy for anything. Never. If I didn't have it, my mom helped me get it. If my mom and my dad will make sure my son had, I made sure my son had. God made sure that my son had. So I just told her I'm talking about girl. Y'all, I told her my story. I said, so look, let me tell you something. I said, you're raising him now. I said, keep raising him the right way. I said, when he get grown and get his own job, honey, I said, he gonna take care of you. Because your son gonna make sure mama right. I said, he gonna make sure you right, honey. I said, he gonna make sure. Just keep raising him the right way. I said, my son don't let me go without. I said, so keep doing what you doing. I said, with raising him, I said, and later on, you gonna reap the benefits. And she started laughing. I said, because I'm reaping it right now. I said, because my son don't let me go without. I said, I can mention something to my son, and I done forgot all about it. And my birthday, Christmas, he done went and got it. And I be like, oh, I forgot I even said I wanted that. That happens a lot, because my son listens to what mama need, what mama want. You know what I'm saying? And he gets it for mama. So you do what you got to do to raise your children, and I promise you, do it the right way though, because you don't want to do it the wrong way. Do it the right way. And I told her, I said, because she talked about her, how she's building her relationship with her son. I said, do that, because that's what I did with my son when he was little. We did stuff together. I built that relationship with him. I made sure we went out and did things together. I made sure we went out and what you want to do this weekend, Malik, what you want to do. And I did that mama thing. When I tell you I did that thing, y'all, and y'all know my son graduated an honor student on the Phi Theta Kappa, Spanish sorority, fraternity, Spanish sorority, yeah, because he was on the Spanish team. And then not only that, he is even bilingual. So don't tell me what God won't do. If you raise your child according to the way God tell you to raise your child, I promise you that baby gonna come back and take care of you. My son, when he do move out and get married and move out or whatever, he's that type of child that he gonna come back to the house at least once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week to make sure mama all right. Knowing my son, he'll be here every day. So mama, you okay? So I know my son, and I know how much he loves his mom. I know how much he loves me. I said his mom, but I'm talking about me. And so I try to encourage her, and that's part of my ministry, is encouraging single mothers. And and one thing, let's go back to something that I was saying a little bit ago. I was saying how we got to be real careful. Because I even had to, when I went back to evaluate how I was towards people, and I hurt people, and I was mean to people, hurting people, I said, we got to be real careful with how we treat folk, because you don't know who and how they got a relationship with God. We don't know how their relationship is with the Heavenly Father. So you better leave folk alone. I'm telling you, you better leave people alone. If y'all being mean to folk right now, you better stop. Because you don't know. Because when I came home on that Tuesday night, I went to the throne of God. See, she don't know that I'm a praying woman. She don't know that I'm a woman that lay before the Holy Ghost. She don't know that I'm the one that lay before God. She don't know the connection I got with God. So we got to be real careful how we treat folk out in the world. Because you don't know. You don't know their relationship with God. You don't know how close they are with God. You don't know. So you got to be real careful with how you treat people, whether it's somebody you know or somebody you don't. Even if you out shopping and you being mean to the cashier, mean to the waitress, mean to the people that's help that work in the places. Stop it, because you don't know their relationship with God. And you might think you got a relationship with him, and you might, but you don't know their relationship. So you better leave folk alone. That's all I gotta say. Leave people alone. And I had to learn that the hard way. And that's why I've had things so hard, because I had to learn from being so mean and because I was miserable. I wasn't happy. But now I'm in a happy place in my life. I know how to treat folk. I had to change that thing. I know how to treat folk now. I know how to love on them. And so the other night, I think it was Monday night, God, I think I was praying or worship. I don't know what I was doing. But God basically was like, I was like, God, did I pass the test? God, like, you passed the test. Because not one time did I chew her out. Not one time did I go, ooh, that heat done came on. Y'all, it's hot in here now. Not one time did I go to her and chew her out and push her out the window like I wanted to. Because we on the 10th floor. Not one time did I do all those mean things that were in my mind, but the Holy Spirit took over and took me over and allowed me to handle it in a loving and spiritual manner, and not the manner that I wanted to do it in. And so what my message to you is, allow God to change you. That's how you know you really changed. You know you really are changed when you start not reverting back to the old you. Because that's why he said, leave the things of the world. Leave those things behind and press towards the mark of the higher calling. Leave all that stuff behind, the old you, the old cussing you, the old mean you, the old hateful you. Leave that stuff behind. And when God elevate you, he'll elevate you to the point that you're able to love folk. Even when they treat you wrong, you'll love them any kind of way. You'll still love them. And that's what God is dealing with me on this, is that, because y'all know everything I go through, I'm like, God, what is it you're trying to teach me? And the thing he's trying to teach me, don't stop loving them. Ha! Hallelujah. Don't stop loving them. Don't give up on folk. Don't give up on people. Don't give up on them because of they're not where you're at now. She ain't where I'm at. But she's working towards getting to where I'm at. She's trying to improve on herself. So we got to be patient with folk. We got to be patient. We got to be patient with people until they get it right. Stop giving up on them. Because I certainly gave up. I was like, I ain't talking to her no more. I ain't gonna lie. I said, I ain't talking to her. I'm positive. I don't want no negativity in my life. But that ain't what God said to do. God said, still keep loving my people. Whether they're under my fold or not. Keep loving them. Keep showing them love. Keep encouraging them. Keep showing that kindness that you show. And that's what I did today. I still showed my kindness. I still showed my love. And I just believe that God he the one that allowed this to happen the way it did. He gave me favor, and I believe that, he gave me favor in this situation. I believe that God worked it out. And I'm just wanted to give y'all this testimony. I went through more last week, but I might have to do a part 2, y'all. Because my air had went out, my air conditioning. And heat had went out, now it's on, now I'm burning up. Woo, the heat. So, yeah, I got to go turn that down because it's not even hot today. So, that had went out. I got the y'all know I got home warranty. So they came out and fixed it. HVAC came and fixed it yesterday. Got that all together. And thank God I have a boss. And she was like, just go home and work. So I was like, thank you, Jesus. So thank God for that. I'm grateful. I'm grateful because even though the trial came, God sends us through these things, and he want to know, what are you going to do? Are you going to go ahead and act like the devil and go and do how she did? Or are you going to love on her? Are you going to love my people? Are you going to show them the God that's in you? And that's what we got to do, y'all. We got to show people the God that is in us. And I don't have to walk around the office saying, I'm saved, y'all. I'm saved. I don't got to do that. Because the light of God through my loving and kindness shows, and it shines through my life, and it shines when I come in bubbly, and it shines when I have that smile and I'm like, hi. It shines. And it shines so much that people from other departments always come talk to me. They ain't even in my department. I done met I done met her, and me and her were talking on the elevator, and come to find out she in the other department of down from me. And look, been talking, hey, how you doing? How you doing, Christy? And she's like, I'm good. How are you? It's all about showing love and kindness to people. But I had to learn that the hard way. I used to be don't come speak to me in the morning. I'm not a morning person. Don't come talk to me. But that wasn't right. And God had to change that in me. And when he changed that in me, he had to really know what, Kiki, are you really changed? Are you really changed, Kiki? Are you really changed? Or are you just saying to the people that you're changed? But God, I passed the test. And so God had to use that. And then also he used this situation for me to minister to her. For me to let her know it's gonna be all right. I've been there. And she was like, well, how old is your son? I said, he's 19, girl. He turned 20 in July, and I'm about to cry. And I have his picture on my desk. I said, that's him. And she's like, he's so handsome. I was like, thank you. I said, he done cut his hair off. He ain't like that no more. I said, but that's him. I said, and then somebody walked up and interrupted us. But I said, yeah. I said, so I've been there, honey. But one thing I won't gonna do was let my child be a failure. One thing I won't gonna do is let my child not have. So that's a good story time for y'all. Your girl ain't been on in a minute, and I'm sweating because it's hot in here and the heat is on, and y'all on my phone, so I can't push the thing to turn the heat off. So yes, thank you guys for chiming in and watching this video. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. Hello. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the royal family. Y'all are part of the royal family over here. Thank you guys. I'm telling y'all, we laugh, we cry. We have a good time. We real over here. We just have a good old time. And we don't do drama, but we just have a good time over here in Jesus' name. I'm crazy. Y'all know I'm crazy. Y'all know I sit and laugh, and I'm just like, I make y'all laugh. I make me laugh, and we just have a good old time. And that's what we all about. We all about, people go through too much in life for us to be coming on here and we can't have a good time together. We can fellowship and have a good time together, and that's what I love about coming on YouTube. That's what I love about coming on people's lives and talk. That's what I love, because we just have a good old clean fun time. And so thank you and welcome aboard to the new subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscriber button. Come on and join the royal family, y'all. Y'all, come on and join it. If you're not part of the family, hit that. And when you join, hit the bell so you can know when my videos are posted. Because right now, I ain't on no kind of schedule, and I do apologize. But your girl gonna get it back together. I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get my life back together. I'm gonna get my life back together, okay? Just bearing there, hanging there with me, okay? All right. But don't forget to thumbs up the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Come on, be a part of us over here. And yo, don't forget to go. Yeah, these are gonna come back. I'm gonna bring them back just for y'all. I'm gonna bring them back. Yes, ma'am. Thumbs up the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And y'all know what we gonna say. Be the best you that you can be. I will talk to you later. Bye.